trying to blame everything on trying to make everything a race issue is, I think, divisive and corrosive to society.
Elon Musk has become the face of the anti-woke movement. He's a visionary who refuses to bow to the pressures of cancel culture, standing tall and unapologetic.
The woke mind virus is communism rebranded.
He's challenging the very foundations of this movement, calling out what he sees as a dangerous drift away from common sense. While others tiptoe around sensitive topics, Musk charges straight through.
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. And we're making some progress.
He's not interested in playing along with what he sees as the hollow virtues of wokeness. Instead, he challenges it head-on, calling out the hypocrisy and dangers he believes it brings. Elon Musk recently shared a clip on his platform, X, featuring former Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong critiquing wokeness. Musk praised it as wisdom, and the post quickly gained millions of views. Lee Hsien Loong, who served as Prime Minister for 2 decades, is seen discussing the extreme attitudes and social norms that wokeness has brought about, particularly in the West. He's concerned that this movement is more of a burden than a benefit to society.
A movement called Wokeness, where you are super sensitive about other people's issues and you become hypersensitive when other people somehow or other say things or mention things or refer to you without the respect which you or your super subgroup feel you are entitled to.
And Musk's post sparked a range of reactions. One Singaporean user suggested that people in the US should lighten up a little bit and stop being so easily offended. For Musk, being anti-woke isn't just about resisting trends, it's about safeguarding innovation, free speech, and the freedom to think differently. He's the disruptor who won't let conformity kill creativity. Because it's damn personal.
So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
Elon Musk's relationship with his transgender daughter, Vivian Jenna Wilson, has gotten a lot of attention lately, especially after some pretty intense comments he made about her transition. During an interview with Jordan Peterson in July 2024, Musk really let loose.
Yeah, well, I mean, going back to the so-called gender-affirming care, which is a terrible euphemism.
That's for sure.
It's really a child sterilization, is what it should be.
No, there's mutilation too.
Mutilation.
Yeah, well, we want to make sure that that amalgam is.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's child mutilation and sterilization.
Yeah. Under the guise of gender-affirming care and compassion.
Right.
Right. I can't.
It's evil.
Literally can't imagine
evil.
anything worse than that.
Yes, it's evil.
He claimed he was tricked into agreeing to gender-affirming treatments for Vivian.
I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Xavier might commit suicide if.
But Musk didn't just stop at that. He mentioned that Vivian was born gay and slightly autistic, suggesting that these factors played into her gender dysphoria. And then he went on to blame the woke mind virus for pushing kids into making these huge, life-changing decisions too early.
Yeah, I guess if you consider fighting the woke mind virus, which I consider to be a civilizational threat.
Musk talks about the so-called experts pushing this agenda. He accuses them of manipulating vulnerable kids going through an identity crisis, convincing them that changing their gender will solve all their problems.
I mean, you're taking kids who are obviously often far below the age of consent.
Yep, confused, miserable.
Yes, the reality is that almost every child goes through some kind of identity crisis.
It's part of puberty.
Exactly, it's just part of growing up. It's very possible for adults to manipulate children who are having a natural identity crisis into believing that they are the wrong gender.
Yep.
Now, Musk vows to fight back against this woke mind virus, promising to destroy it. He believes that the people pushing these ideas should go to prison, and that real change won't happen until they do.
About to destroy the woke mind virus after that. And we're making some progress.
A year ago, Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter sparked quite a storm, especially among the left-leaning crowd. Since Musk bought the platform for $44 billion, many of them have either complained loudly or threatened to leave. Some even made good on those threats.
Well, Piers Morgan has weighed in on what's happening on Twitter. Ever since Elon Musk acquired the company for $44 billion last month, a lot of left-leaning users have complained, either threatening to leave the platform or actually exiting it. It has entertained conservatives who have spent the last few years accusing Twitter of censoring free speech and acting with bias towards the right.
Musk made it clear before taking over that Twitter would be a place for everyone under his watch. But the so-called woke crowd isn't thrilled about what Musk has in store. They're already questioning where he'll draw the line on free speech. It's funny how the same people who once cheered for Twitter's bans now can't stand the thought of a platform without heavy-handed censorship. Musk is not only reshaping the platform, but also exposing the woke brigade for what they really are: biased, shallow, and a little too sensitive for their own good.
Listing his accomplishments, of which were doubted beyond belief until those companies soared to become incredibly successful, Morgan writes that Twitter will be no different under the leadership of Elon Musk. And he will again with Twitter, with the added benefit that this time he's also exposing the woke brigade for the shallow, biased, hypocritical little twerps that I've always known them to be.
In a recent social media post, Musk shared some photos of the Canadian Prime Minister, jokingly blaming Google's AI for creating unflattering pictures. But they were real photos. Elon Musk mocks shameful Justin Trudeau over Google's woke AI rewriting history. This isn't the first time Musk has called out Trudeau either. Last year, Musk slammed Trudeau for trying to silence free speech after Canada's government pushed for tighter control over podcasts and streaming services. Musk's tweet back then was shameful.
I mean, he clearly is on the right side of the culture war. He clearly understands the way in which this kind of cultural Marxist woke ideology has permeated many of our public institutions across both the US and the UK. And I actually think that his criticisms of Trudeau are absolutely correct.
Elon was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize by a Norwegian MP. Now, some might say that's a stretch. After all, promoting free speech doesn't exactly make for peaceful debates. But Musk isn't aiming for peace. He's aiming for honest, open discussions, no matter how heated they get. Whether it's launching rockets, building electric cars, or trolling politicians, Elon Musk knows how to get people talking. During a recent interview with Bill Maher, Musk didn't shy away from discussing the broader issues he sees with society, particularly what he calls the woke mind virus. He believes this mindset is a real threat to free speech and meritocracy, something we should all be cautious about.
I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic and anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech. Those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. Is that it's often anti-meritocratic. You can't question things.
Musk is concerned that we're living in a time where questioning anything, especially things related to identity politics, can get you canceled. Isn't it strange that asking a simple question can lead to such a strong backlash? Musk argues that this cancel culture is dangerous because it stifles open discussion and promotes mediocrity over merit.
At least, I've spent a massive amount of my life energy building sustainable energy, electric vehicles and batteries and solar and stuff to help save the environment. That's not a, it's not exactly far right.
During the interview, Musk emphasized the importance of meritocracy, warning against anything that undermines it. He's particularly worried that this mindset is spreading and that if we don't tackle it now, nothing else will get done.
I'm generally against things that are anti-meritocratic or where there's an attempt to suppress discussion, where even discussing a topic is, not allowed.
It's clear that Musk is frustrated, not just with how this has affected his relationship with his daughter, but with the broader implications for society. He's not just talking about personal grievances. He's pointing out what he sees as a systemic issue that could have long-term consequences. The woke mind virus, as he puts it, is more than just a catchphrase. It's a call to action for those who value free speech and merit over blind conformity. If we don't address this now, what kind of future are we leaving for the next generation? Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Musk is shaking things up. He's forcing us to confront difficult questions about the limits of free speech, the role of identity politics, and the value of meritocracy in a rapidly changing world. Whether you agree with Musk or not, his crusade against the woke mind virus is a thought-provoking and often controversial topic. But still, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is Musk right to call out this woke mind virus, or do you see things differently? Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and if you want to stay updated on all things Musk, make sure to turn on notifications.